going in.
And welcome to another edition of the MHSAA Hockey Edition of Score. Playoff edition, can you believe it? A year ago, we started Score at this exact same time. And obviously it's blown up. It's really made a name for itself during football season. But Mike Ivesil, we started it. That's right. We really did. We started it last year. Glad you could join us. Everybody's goal when you're playing high school hockey is to get to USA Hockey Arena. And I was fortunate to work in that arena for many, many years. And when the NTDP moved in there, Mike, they have the famous quote from the late Badger Bob Johnson. It's a great day for hockey. This is truly a great day for hockey. And some teams have punched their ticket to get back to USA Hockey Arena. But Mike, days like today where you have multiple games, multiple stakes like today, this is what it's all about.
Yeah, what a day is right. And at the start of the day, Sean, I think I counted 10 new teams that could have made their way to USA Arena. And just being here live tonight, I was out in Flint for one game already to see who punches those tickets, the excitement on the kids. It is heartbreak on the other end, but this is the day for high school hockey.
It is fantastic, and obviously that's what we're looking at. I love that you guys do that. Legitimately, that is what we are looking at. The beauty of it is there are games starting right now, so that's what we're talking about. East Grand Rapids and Orchard Lake St. Mary's has been underway for a while. Fellas, is it still 2-1 there? I believe it's still 2-1 there. Marquette and Houghton is one that everybody's been talking about. Another matchup between those two great teams. RU's been talking about Stevenson all year. Stevenson ripped their heart out a year ago, right this weekend, Mike. And then they did it again at the Trenton Showcase. Might this be the opportunity for RU to exact some revenge and punch their ticket to USA Hockey Arena? And then a KLAA battle as the Mustangs and the Wildcats get together out at Novi Arena.
Yeah, that Rochester-Stevenson game, what a moment that was for us watching that last year. And then we had Coach Mitchell calling us on his way home. He could barely speak. But that is just going to be a battle. Both teams, the way they're playing defensively and the way their goalies are playing, I see another really tight game. I'm calling my wife. I'm telling her I'm not coming home till late because I have a feeling with the matchups we got some overtime going. That's going to run after the score, Sean.
So before we get into some of the action and some of the highlights, et cetera, we have some congratulations out there. Let's start first with Utica Eisenhower. Mike, I heard it all summer. I heard it all fall. Our very first Hockey Time show, we talked about, hey, there's something special brewing out with Ike right now. Congratulations to Ike. They knock off Utica Fraser Unified 5-1. And Ike, the Eagles, you're heading to USA Hockey Arena.
Yeah, what a story. And not only did we hear this story all year, Sean, it got stronger and stronger. And we kept saying, yeah, let's wait till winter break. Guess what? It didn't end. Yeah, let's wait till we get to Traverse City. That's all people wanted to talk about. Let's wait for Trenton. It got stronger. Now they're going to USA, and we get to see them. Everybody gets to see them. What a performance out of them.
Congratulations to Detroit Catholic Central as well. More on that later. Mike was out there. They knock off Howell 1-0, and Shamrocks back at USA Hockey Arena, Mike.
Yeah, and what a game that was. That game was unbelievable, Sean. You sent me a text and said, hey, what's going on out there? And all I could say was back and forth, two goalies making every save their coach would want them. Rayburn and Kogut were outstanding, but that doesn't leave anybody out. Everybody played really well there, Sean.
Bay Reps back at USA Hockey Arena, and of course the story for them has been Boynton Fisher, make no mistake about it, but they punched their ticket with a 4-0 victory over the FNV Griffins.
Yeah, a big shutout for Wall Award nominee Tyler Boynton Fisher. We've been talking about him now for 2 years. He stood out for his team today. Hey, congratulations, boys. You're going to USA.
I heard this was a dandy on the west side. I really want to reach out to some of my friends and ask them about that. But Caledonia knocks off Mona Shores. Coach Benedict did such a great job with the Sailors, but it's Caledonia. And here, tell me if there's a common theme here. And goaltending, punching their ticket to USA Hockey Arena.
Before I get started with this game, I have to give a shout out to our producer, Chuck. I was just passing Novi Road when I saw this game going into overtime, and I said, Chuck, I'm coming in hot. Get the feet up. He's like, I got you, Mike. I got in here for overtime, and that overtime was back and forth the entire time. Congratulations to those guys, and Sam Hogue, what a performance.
Take a look right there as they're announcing the starting lineups at the home of the Northern Michigan Wildcats. Of course, Parker Nievenhoven, one of the prominent members on our wall list. Congratulations to Rockford. They come away with a 5-3 victory over the upstart Jackson United.
Yeah, we got to give props to Jackson. They gave Rockford everything they could handle today. That third period, I think it was 1-1 going into the third period. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. What a performance by Jackson. Great year, but Rockford, congratulations. You're going to USA Arena.
Love every second of it. You can see the scroll on the bottom. Even though it said 3-3, you're going to have to take our word for it that Rockford knocked off and won that game 5-3. So there you go. You've got the scroll. Now you see them introducing the Gremlins as well. Mike, I love those jerseys.
And you saw me put those unis.
All right, I'm going to have to tell you a funny story, okay? There's a funny story here, all right? So we saw our buddy, Coach Stipich, Micah. Great guy. One of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. And we caught up. We were having pleasantries. Mike, we invited Micah over for another barbecue.
Yep.
So, Micah, we're going to hold you to that, okay? You're coming over for another barbecue in April. I know you're busy right now. But the thing that I said to him, I go, I love those jerseys, Micah. You remember what he did?
Yep.
He started laughing. He goes, make sure you text that to Markham. Former coach Corey Markham, because you know what Corey Markham said? I don't like those jerseys.
Yep.
So I had to text our old friend Corey Markham and said, hey, Corey, for what it's worth, I really, really like that jersey.
Yeah, but the golden ticket for Coach Micah to get in is some more of those meat sticks that he brought us.
100. Well, that's going to be the price again.
Oh, yeah.
Those venison jalapeno cheddar meat sticks were unbelievable.
Outstanding.
They really were.
Outstanding.
So we'll give him some barbecue if he gets us some of those meat sticks. Again, just to keep you up to date with what's going on right now, 2-1 still, right? 2-1. Orchard Lake St. Mary's over East Grand Rapids. Stevenson and RU is about to get underway. You see Marquette and Houghton underway in just a second. Northville and Plymouth, they're going to drop the puck in about 5 minutes. And let's not forget about this one. Up at Saginaw, how about the upstart Midland Dow Chargers, who we saw them back in November, Mike, when we went up there for the 8-man finals in football. Dow, great run, but boy, do they face the daunting task against that machine that is Flint Powers. That one comes up at 6:30. 7 o'clock tonight. I love this matchup. Two teams, if you follow our rankings, we had them on our rankings very early in the year. Liggett taking on Divine Child, and then 7:30 tonight, the nightcap, if you will, you've got UAD taking on Trenton in an MIHL Classic.
The games you just listed are outstanding, Sean. And if you're going to be with us, make sure you stick with us the entire time, because there's no easy game here. We're going through this, and people might say, oh, Powers is walking, but take a look and keep an eye on J.P. Saligar in net for Midland Dow. Not only did we like them when we were up there, but this is a goalie that's on fire. These are some great matchups, Sean.
All right, we've got some highlights. I feel like Bernie Smilovitz, right? Like we're on local. Are we on Local 4 right now? So I feel like Bernie Smilovitz right now. We've got highlights. Remember when
Yes.
Bernie
Yep,
used to say
I got
all the
that.
time? We've got highlights. How about we start with some of the highlights from Rockford and Jackson? I'm just following Chuck and Ravian's lead. Here you go, Mike. A look at some of the action earlier as Rockford punched their ticket in. I believe that is the goal that made it 2-2, if I'm not mistaken. Take a look at some of the action here. Rockford fought their way, clawed their way back. The Rams were a team that, Mike, we talked about it all year. When you talk about hockey on the west side this year, there just didn't seem to be any rhyme or reason. And that's a good thing. When any number of teams could make their way, matriculate, if you will, their way to USA Hockey Arena, that's a good thing. And give props to the Rams. They stayed steady all year long, and they're going to USA.
Yeah, a lot of good teams out there, and there's a lot of goal scorers out there in the West. And with 2 goals tonight, Jonah Packard added to his total of 36 for the year for Rockford. What a season he's had.
All right, so underway right now, Marquette and Houghton. In case you don't know, Marquette in that Sentinel red jersey. And as we talked about that, what would you call that? Like almost like a cream-colored gremlin jersey?
It's cream, and we love the gremlin on the back, right?
Absolutely loved it, and Coach Markham didn't.
No, he did not.
Coach, you know I'm a big fan, huge fan, but I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Yeah, I think
love that jersey.
There's 2 guys disagreeing up here.
Yep. All right, so that was the reps and FNV, all right? My apologies as we were looking at this. This is the beautiful thing about doing this live, you guys. We're all rolling the same way. There's so much stuff going on. We've got all the screens up and everything. Now we're going to get to Jackson, okay? Now we're going to get to Jackson. By the way, Bay Reps, props to the Bay Reps. Bay Reps punched their ticket. Boynton Fisher, we had no choice but to add him to our list a couple weeks ago. Now there's Rockford. You can see Rockford right there in the white jerseys. That's the Rams. See the big R? Mike, that's what gives it away. It's the Rams.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Rocket. AHL fans?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The Lavelle.
All right, we can do
Did
that.
I not? Right.
Yep,
Yeah.
you got it.
All
Yep.
right. All right.
Jackson, though, fantastic run on their own part, and FNV. I mean, let's be honest. The game before, outstanding run. That's the goal that tied it. There's your 2-2 goal. Rockford ties it there. Tip in front. Mike, look at that. Somehow that gets through. And Rockford's feeling good about themselves. With about 11 minutes to go, they take the lead. Jackson didn't go away in this one. I mean, just outstanding run for them. I mean, they made a statement earlier in the year. They made some eyes pop when they knocked off Livonia Stevenson. But check this out. About 7:40 to go. Somehow that puck had eyes and got in, and that gives Rockford the lead. Yeah. And then here, big rebound there, shot up top, and Rockford. That was the clincher. That's what gave it to him.
It was a back and forth third period. Once it got 3-3, it just seemed like that ice tilted, and Rockford. It was just inevitable that it was going to happen. They kept coming at them. Kind of like they've done all year. And again, as we mentioned before, and we thought we were doing those highlights, being led by Jonah Packard. And when that kid scores, Rockford wins. It's just the way it goes.
I know our buddy Jimmy Young, our longtime buddy up there, longtime voice of the UP, is calling that game up in Marquette. So I'm sure that he'll add some flavor during the course. He already told me, Mike, and I know this will come as zero surprise to you, he said he's going to text me a novel in the first intermission.
Jimmy text you. And a novel. No way.
Can you imagine that?
No way.
Doesn't that sound strange? We love you, Jimmy. Northfield Plymouth getting underway in just a few minutes. All right, I believe we're going to the game that you were at, Mike. Yep. When you talk about Catholic Central and you talk about Howell, and you know, some Shamrock fans gave me the business today, and I'll explain it to you guys the way I explained it to them. Well, wait a second. Catholic Central beat Howell earlier in the year.
Yep.
You're right. The first game of the year. And then Howell didn't lose the rest of the year. Whereas Catholic Central lost to Heartland and tied Byron Center. So even though I picked Catholic Central, if I'm being true to the rankings, Howell deserved to be number one. And I don't regret it. I have no problem saying that Howell deserved to be number one. And the best way to prove that you deserve to be number one is to go out and win a game in Flint today like Catholic Central did.
Yeah, they did. And I mean, watching that game, I think I called them 1A and 1B. They both played so well. For Howell, again, be it this game or the game we were out there, really impressed with Bryce Pietla and number 4, Daniel Avery. Thought they did a good job. And even though they were covered, Storm, Eskila, Wolf had a real nice game. And then when it broke down, Chase Rayburn, Sean, what a game the goalie had out there. And then on the other side, Kogut, another great game there. We got the game winner. We're going to see the highlights here. It's going to be McQuaid off a rim. It comes. I still don't know how he was able to one-time this puck, but it was an absolute bullet. But a guy to watch, whether we'll be able to see it in these highlights or not, and someone that I thought stood out and may have gotten a shocking like third star of the game was Miles Schlack. I don't think he came off the ice with all the penalties. Right here, off the rim, one-timer. Just an absolute bullet on that one. But Miles Schlack had a huge game, but what a goal by McQuaid.
Yeah, no doubt. And in a game like this, boy, I love it. Slow that down, baby. I like that.
Yep, it's going to go back to Leiter. Leiter's got a wide-open shot. He gets it through. Just misses the net, and it's been lively. If you remember, Howell scored a goal against Heartland. I believe it was the game winner that came off the backboard like that, right on the McQuaid stick. But the eye-hand coordination to take that puck off that rim, and one time it was incredible.
Can I ask Chuck a question when I look at that goal? Chuck, I don't know if we have the capabilities of doing this, but what are the chances of you rewinding that and letting me look at that one more time? Because, Mike, I'm really wondering. Oh, you're the best. Watch 12. Watch 12. Did 12 get a piece of this in this Senate high?
So he steps around. No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That was.
I think that went straight in.
Just under the bar, and they had.
Lincoln Franti, of course, is 12 for Howell.
Yeah, they had a couple of shots from the point that I felt just missed, got by Rayburn. But if I'm saying he made 4 game-saving saves during the game, I think I might be low on that. And then on the other end, Kogut had about 5 or 6, 3 of them to start that second period against that top line. I think it was against Marco Wolf, right in the crease. It was really good. But these goalies were just on top of their game. And just look at this, like grade A chances, Sean.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that game that we were at Wednesday night up in Flint, I think what is lost in that victory by Howell over Heartland, how many saves did Rayburn make like that in the third period?
Coach
right on the goal line, looked at each other and went, ooh.
Yeah,
ooh.
Right on the goal. He made 2 pad saves that were cross ice on the goal line, one that stopped it from being tied, and one would have made it another 1-goal game. The kid had a great year. He capped it off with a couple great games. This is one of those games. It was unfortunate someone had to lose, but that's sports for you. And congratulations to Coach Cal and Catholic Central getting back to USA again.
Still 2-1. Is that entering the third period with Orchard Lake St. Mary's and East Grand Rapids? Of course, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, the defending Division III champs. And I'll tell you what, Coach Newton and his Pioneers have come this close. They've come this close. I'm not counting them out in this one by a long shot.
No way. And if you go back to the beginning of the year, there was a goalie on our wall list by the name of Ryder Owen, right? They started going back and forth. He came off. Someone else went on. But let's not forget, he was on there. And it's like Coach Newton knew what he was doing, kind of going back and forth in the playoffs too, thinking, hey, we might have Orchard Lake. If I play my back and forth right, I could have Ryder Owen, an ex-Wall Award nominee, in net against Orchard Lake, one of the best offenses in the state, and I'm going to stand a chance with the way I play defense. And if I could, I'm telling you, if they keep this 2-1, Sean, they can get 3. I don't know if they can get 4, though.
No, I hear you there. That'll be interesting. Marquette and Houghton is just so intriguing to me. I say jokes about it all the time, Mike. I literally wish that I could clone myself and go to a game, nice move there to high slot on a 3-on-2. But look at Marquette getting back. Here's the beauty of a game like this, Mike. You're talking about 2 coaches that demand you play the right way. Yep. If you're playing for Coach Garrell or you're playing for Micah, you're going to play the right way or you're not going to play for those teams.
Yeah, and especially in the playoffs, you're going to play the right way. And both these teams are playing defense the right way. Because they're not giving up a ton of shots. Their goalies are making saves. I got to mention, on that last rush that we just saw was number 14, Brody Donnelly. We've talked about Millette, Arco, and Gullstrand a lot. It's been Brody Donnelly with 8 points leading this team. Secondary scoring can carry you to USA.
Can we tune into the dulcet tones of Jimmy the Greek? The great Jimmy Young?
Get out.
That's what Chuck's telling me. Can we hear the great Jimmy Young on the call? Oh, that's outstanding. That makes me so happy. We're going to have to give Jimmy a shout out and let him know that he made the broadcast. Jimmy, you've probably seen him on our airwaves when we went up to the UP. He came on to the broadcast with us. We've interviewed him in the past from the showcase. I'm sure that we'll see him this weekend, regardless of who advances. If Houghton advances, Jimmy's going to come down with the Gremlins and broadcast the game. If Marquette advances, while he won't broadcast the game, Jimmy still told me that there's a real good chance that he's going to come down. So John Kidd in the house, of course. John, you heading down to see the Trenton UAD game? Yep. The man doesn't sleep. You know that. Thank you, John Kidd. Appreciate that greatly. I'm going to listen to this now, too. Can I hear this?
Oh, you already got one.
No, I don't have one. I don't have one. See what we're doing right now? You guys can put the camera on us right now. No, don't put the camera on us. We were sharing mics. It wouldn't be the first time we shared mics and earphones, but yeah, we'd love to hear what Jimmy has to say. Jimmy does such a fantastic job. You guys have no idea what a total team effort this is today. From John Watson overseeing things and most importantly overseeing the barbecue, to Ravian, to literally the entire staff. All right.
Gets into the Houghton zone, taken away and thrown out. That should be an icing, Coach. No, he waved it off. I'm not sure why.
He pointed at Dylan Matulik, said he could have played the puck.
Okay.
Seems crazy.
All right, Marquette gets it out of the zone. Gathered up at their own blue line. They'll regroup. They throw it to the middle. Picked up there by Goldstrand. He turns with it. Comes in. Center entry. That was way offside.
All right, that's the Marquette feed. Let me clarify that. Two great guys. I was a guest on one of their, what's the word I'm looking for? Intermission shows.
Yeah.
They had me as a guest on one of their intermission shows, but there are going to be a lot of people up there. So in case you don't know, when you look at a map, Houghton and Marquette don't look that far away. Ask John Watson how far away they are. Okay? And I go up there, I go to one of those places every other year, right? Doing Wayne State football. So one year you go to Northern Michigan, the next year you go to Michigan Tech. You look at that map, Mike, you get to Marquette and you're like, wow, I made Marquette in about 6 hours. Well, I'm in the home stretch. And then about an hour and 55 minutes later, you hit Houghton and you're exhausted.
Yeah.
That's the way that is. So a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of Gremlins made the trek down to Marquette and playing in that big building, of course, where Northern Michigan plays. So we'll keep an eye on that as we look at some of the other action as well. East Grand Rapids still looking for that equalizer against Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Boy, Coach Newton pulls an upset there. That really, really throws a wrench into Division III, which, Mike, let's be honest, we've talked about it all year. Division III, beyond a shadow of a doubt, is the one of intrigue to me. It really is.
Yeah, we've been looking at who's going to get there, who's going to give who the shot down there. Obviously, the one we are waiting on is coming from the UP, right? I think that's going to be, depending on how they seed things when they get down there, could be the number 2 seed coming out of there. And that's taking for granted that Orchard Lake's going to hold on here 2-1, right?
That's the way it is. Still, I'm looking at that clock. What does it say? 13:20 remaining. So a lot of time remaining. One thing you can say about Coach Newton, when we say things like this, Mike, the one thing you can say about the Pioneers is they play the game the right way. And they're very difficult to play against. Make no mistake about that, as they've shown in their trips to USA Hockey Arena the last few years.
Yeah, we said it all year. If their offense can match that defense, they're going to win. But that defense has to come in clutch, because once they get into having to score 3, 4, 5 goals is when they start to struggle. But they want to beat you 2-1, 1-0. 3-2 is totally within reach, though it's going to be tough. Orchard Lake's goalie Thomas Reavers really picked it up in the playoffs, Sean.
Yeah, that team, we saw them very early in the year, Mike. If you recall, we were in Brighton, That's a darn good Brighton team. I mean, what else is new? The Sunrisers, Kurt Kavisto has a good team in Brighton. And the job that they did that night, Mike, I think we both looked at each other and said, oh boy, look out, the Eaglets are the favorite again. And they really haven't done anything since then to dissuade me from feeling that way. They really haven't.
No, I think they're on about a 10-11 game win streak where they're averaging 7+ goals. And that's when we said it about South Lyon. It's not you're going to stop this team. Can you match this team? Right now, Orchard Lake, they scored 3 goals last time. South Lyon did a good job, and we knew Coach Newton and EGR was going to do a good job. They are giving themselves a chance to win. They are one shot away from tying this game.
You know, it's so interesting. I think it bears repeating. You got RU taking on Livonia Stevenson. What an opportunity for RU to, quote, slay the dragon. This has been the architect of their misery the past year. Again, a year ago, this very date, Mike, there was an opportunity for them to punch their ticket. Stevenson broke their hearts. I had a chance to talk to Coach Penning in the days leading up to the Trenton Showcase. Stevenson on the board early. I mean, lightning fast. But Coach Penning told me, point blank, Mike, he said, hey, all my boys are thinking about is Stevenson, right? And they gave Stevenson all they could handle. But Stevenson snipes first, and boy, let me know, guys, how quick that was into the game, because it seemed like they just dropped the puck.
Yeah, and the ice is still shiny there, but that was Brandon Siss with the goal. He's had himself a heck of a year, him and Colin Strobel leading this team. And we talked about Stevenson. It's going to be interesting to watch. We want to see how they play defense, but we're going to see this goal right here. A little turnover behind the net, and it's going to come right. Did that go off? I think that went off. So look at that. That's pretty good speed to get to his crowd to celebrate that goal. And I want to see how this plays out, because it almost worries me a little bit when you have a team on the brain, Sean. And you know what I'm talking about. The team on the other side, Stevenson, has been a part of a couple of battles like that. And it takes a little bit to get a hold of.
Oh, and look at this. Orchard Lake with a huge goal. We'll see it in just a second. There it is.
That's from the side. Is that Roberts?
What a bummer, huh?
Number 6.
That's a huge goal with 11 and a half left to go up to.
Yeah, it looked like it was John Brown from the corner over there getting that goal. And what we're seeing a lot of, Sean, is not a lot of the big names, a lot of secondary scoring. It gives a lot of these teams hope as they're moving through those playoffs. And you could take away my top guy. My second and third guys are the ones that are going to score. We've seen a lot of that this year.
Our old buddy, Jay Thompson, and Livonia Stevenson snipes 22 seconds into the game. And I couldn't be happier for Jay Thompson. When we're talking about nice humans, you and I have known Jay for a while. Well, we've barbecued with Jay. Well, we're getting to the point where we could say we've probably barbecued with everybody in the state of Michigan. But Jay's been over the house for some of our barbecues. When I found out he was Stevenson's next coach, I couldn't be happier for him. And he's done a fantastic job replacing a legend in Coach Mitchell.
Yeah, if he comes over, he's going to have to do those lollipop chicken again. That was so good. But on the hockey end, we had a real nice conversation with him at Trenton, and you could hear it in his voice and you could see it in his face as he was talking about his team's progress and some of his players' progress as the year has gone along. And it was at Trenton, so we're just a little bit ago, and he was really happy to where his team was trending. And when you're in your third playoff game, Sean, and you've only given up, I think, 10 shots all playoffs, I think they're playing pretty well the way Jay Thompson would like it.
Oh, I think it's fantastic. Shout out to Coach Brown. Coach Brown just texted me and said, me and the boys are watching. Speaking of guys that did a heck of a job replacing legends, Brownie, props to you and Heartland. I know it didn't end the way that any of you wanted. You guys were one of the most exciting teams to watch all year, and you did a great job replacing Ricky. I mean that in all sincerity. Can you put the Northfield Plymouth game on for just a second on the main screen, Chuck? As they're introducing the Wildcats, and as they were panning around the rink, Mike, that's a rink that you and I have been to many times.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you point blank, I could walk to that rink in about 10 minutes, okay? That's how, well, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's all right.
Maybe 15-minute walk. How about less than 5-minute drive, all right? I love seeing all the fans and that ring around the rink. That makes me so happy. Now watch the other side. Look at that.
Yep.
See all those fans? Not only do you have the stands on the near side, right? Oh, great job by the cameraman. Whoever that is panning out, I love you. But you've got the ring around the rink on both sides. Gosh darn it, that's what it's all about at this level. There are fantastic hockey players. RU ties it up. How about that?
Take the over. What do we got here for a replay? A little forecheck going on here. That's hockey with that forecheck, and it came out. Who's got that? Is that Zach Brennan? Is that 28? It sure is.
Absolutely.
Heck of a season out of that kid, leading them with 26 goals. He's been a little slow start for him in the playoffs, but nothing to get you going more than a goal against Stevenson in the quarterfinals.
So 1-1 in that one. Quick answer. Stevenson scored 22 seconds in, and RU answered right away. Still 3-1 between East Grand Rapids and the defending D3 champions. No score with Marquette and Houghton. Gosh, I wish I was up there. I'm not even joking.
Do we know how much time's left in that the Orchard Lake game?
Can
You've
you
got
put
better
that up
eyes
on
than
the
me.
big screen for a second, fellas?
The Orchard
East
Lake
Grand
game?
Rapids and Orchard Lake.
See, it's got to be towards the end. What, about 5 minutes left?
I would say about 8. Let's see.
7:44. Look at you in time. You are such a wizard of
You know
time.
what it is?
You're like Rain Man.
Can I tell you though? Honestly, do you want to know the secret?
Yeah.
It's radio. All the years.
Oh
I was in
yeah,
radio.
yeah. Well, I know that. Yeah.
When you no, I'm not joking. Here, this is a public service announcement for all of you. When you have about 3 minutes in a commercial break, it is amazing how you find out how much you can actually do in 3 minutes. Because like the first few times you're like, there's no way I'm going to make it back in the studio in 3 minutes, and then you're like, I have 1:20 to spare. Yeah. So I can call Robbie. I can write a poem for Coach Hunter. I can eat some chicken from Watson, and then I'll be back in the studio. It's amazing how that works.
But the most amazing thing is, I don't know if people can understand or if this is going to go well, just us talking about it. When they tell us we have to do a 30-second read, and you don't have a clock, and you read, and you stop, and you look right at Chuck, and you're like, yeah, how long was that? And he's like, 30 seconds. It is one of the most unbelievable skills I've ever seen.
Appreciate that. Thank
You're
you
welcome,
very
buddy.
much. Jimmy texted us, said nothing after the first period, and Houghton outshot Marquette 7-1, and Nevenhoven stood on his head. Mike, how many times this time of year? And again, shout out to Coach Gadwell. You know why we have the Wall Award? That was Coach Gadwell's idea.
Yep.
Coach Gadwell got behind that. How many times have we seen a goaltender take over this time of year?
Yeah, and you take it over, and that's why when we go through my bracket, you know my theory. I go for the goalies. I look at the goalies. I go back. Who's got good games? Who's hot right now? And I ride the hot goalies in my bracket. But they're outshot 7-1, but that doesn't count the shooting chances, because what Houghton's doing is getting in the lane. We're watching. They're getting in lane, and they're blocking shots when they're down. Marquette's getting chances, but they're just not getting through.
All right, we've got some highlights. Boy, there I go being Bernie again. We've
got
got highlights. Caledonia and Mona Shores played an epic game earlier. I love that jersey too. I really do. I think that Mona Shores jersey is fantastic. How about Evan Moore here, keeping the puck in, just floats it towards the net, throw it towards the net, good things are going to happen. He scores to make it 1-0 in the first
goal of the season for
Isn't
this
that
kid.
fantastic?
How great is that?
Isn't that? Here's a guy, Mike, we've heard this name for a while. Heck of a player at Mona Shores.
Oh, yeah.
Eli Habler. He scores to make it 1-1. Look at that jersey.
That is a nice jersey, and he picked the right time, because I don't think he had a goal coming into this game, and he picked the right time to get hot and lead his team.
Another Eli scores. How about Eli Lubbers? Makes it 2-1 in the second period. Sailor Nation is going crazy, but coming right back. How about Caledonia with the answer there? A little miscommunication in front of the goal, Mike.
That miscommunication in front of the goal, but there's nothing like throwing pucks on the net. If you're 3-4 feet from that net, I don't care the angle right now. The way the goalies go down, you're going to get a rebound, and that's a nice goal right there. I think that's Havler. You don't beat Sam Hogue like that often, and he beat him pretty bad there.
And Caledonia finds themselves down 3-2 in the third period until this. Harmon Esch lets one go. What was it, about 50 feet, Mike?
Yep. And that's a big kid. He makes a presence. So when I was out there for the Madawan game, he was one of the kids that just stuck out. He's always around the puck, always making things happen. And when he scored that goal, here's the game winner. I said, when he scored that goal, that's what I called Chuck. And I said, put that game up. And this kid, Suppick, Sean, 2 game-winning overtime goals in the playoffs back-to-back. Is this kid having a playoff?
Unbelievable. Shades of John LeClaire in the 1993 Stanley Cup Finals.
Why did I know that was coming?
I wonder why I picked that one. But if you recall, Mike, he did. Game 3 and Game 4 out in L.A. He scored both overtime winners.
Do you know what else I recall?
What do you recall?
The most famous reindeer of all.
That's true. And I recall a wink. Do you remember when he winked at Thomas Sandstrom?
Yes.
So
Oh, yes.
All right. Northville Plymouth underway. I believe no score there yet, fellas. Out at Novi Ice Arena. Oh, look at that packed house. Oh, that makes me so happy. Wasn't that our first broadcast this year? No. Our first one was Birmingham and Brother Rice. And then I think our second one was there, right?
The Tuesday before Thanksgiving?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it was. Young Robbie, weren't you our off-the-ice guy that game?
That was excellent. We got Robbie and Petty. Do we have 2 of the best off-ice down there interview people in between periods in the league?
No doubt about that. What a run for Northville. And I can tell you this. I live in the fair city of Northville. There is a buzz and an excitement about the Mustangs right now, and that's pretty stinking cool. Rochester and Stevenson, last check, that was a 1-1 game. I believe it's still 1-1. Yes, I see Ravian saying yes, 1-1. That game being played out in St. Clair Shores. So we'll keep an eye on the action there to be sure. And Mike, you mentioned it. Hey, listen, when you have that monkey on the back like RU does, okay, it can work one of 2 ways. It can be the ultimate, thing that gets you all fired up, or you can overthink it and kind of get psyched out at the prospect of facing your tormentor.
Yeah, in a one-game elimination, you don't want that second one. You don't want it weighing on you and kind of psyching you out. But what did we get 22 seconds in a Stevenson goal, and we were kind of saying, uh-oh, but what did they do? They answered right back, Sean. That tells me Rochester is up for it. They wanted Stevenson at Trenton. They wanted to play that game, and they played well again.
Take a look right now. This is a golden opportunity for EGR. They're on a 5-on-3. As I look at that, do you see the penalty time up there?
Yep.
EGR has to get one here if they want to come back in this game.
Yeah, like you said, their offense isn't their strength. This is like a good handicap for them. Like, hey, guys, here's a 5-on-3. You don't want to let a team back in. Orchard Lake doesn't want to do that. They've got to stay out of the box. They've got 5 minutes left, and they're going to USA. Let's see if EGR can punch one here.
They've got the puck out over the line as well. So still 5:20 to go in that game, but it would be in their best interest, the Pioneers' best interest, to try to get one here. Tip in
there
front.
it is.
There it is, right there.
And they've got time left. They still have a 48 seconds. Here we go. Like I said, their offense struggles to score goals. They don't score 3, 4, 5 goals often in a year, but if you're going to give them a power play, you're giving them a chance to score those goals.
Hey, guys, isn't this fantastic? I'm not just talking to the people in here, but the people that are watching this. This is fantastic. This is what those of us that are passionate about this game, passionate about game at this level, get so fired up about. Because right now, you're looking live just like we're looking live. And East Grand Rapids had to get that one, Mike, and they just got it back. Now another power play going on right now, right?
I think it's going to be a 5-on-3. If I counted a couple Spartans in that box, I think it's a 5-on-3.
Definitely a 5-on-3. So EGR still has some time remaining on this power play. The task is still daunting against the defending champions, the Eaglets from Orchard Lake St. Mary's. And the Spartans, they are facing a 3-on-5 situation themselves. Big scrum near the net. Can't get in front, Mike.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me anything you want.
Would you have pulled your goalie to go 6-on-4 here with 4 minutes left to go? Plenty of time to score if you get back.
But you me?
Yeah.
You know what
I figured, but I want to hear you agree. I want to hear you to agree with me.
Hey, Mike, that's a good question, and I agree with you.
I love it.
Yes, I agree with you. 6-on-4, yes, absolutely, positively. I like my chances scoring 6-on-4 than I do 5-on-4.
And there's plenty of time to make up any mistakes. That's the whole point of things. You're adding time.
Yep, that's exactly it. Are you trying to take advantage of their? Oh, look at that. Live looking. That game's up in Saginaw, right? That game's up in Saginaw, Midland Dow, and Flint Powers. Well, that's, not too far from Midland. Certainly less far for Flint, but that'll be interesting. Remember we saw Midland Dow, Mike, when we were up there, and we talked to Coach in the hallway. Remember? Because we were talking to Dougie Garrow, the head coach at Marquette, and I remember talking to him, and he said, you know what? When things get going, we're going to be pretty good this year. Hey, Coach, you were right. I'd say you were pretty good this year getting to this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And we got to watch a little bit of that game. We liked what we saw, and then we weren't surprised at the end that it was a 2-2 tie at that, and we're like, we're really going to have to keep an eye on this Midland team, and they are playing well. I mean, that shutout against their rival, the Chemics, was something, but JP Saligar and net right now, Sean, is giving them a chance to win, right? And that's, again, we talk about goaltending in the playoffs.
Northville and Plymouth, what a job by Daly and AJ. Of course, Coach Dallas and AJ, their assistant coach, what a great job by them getting to this point. Certainly playing a team that they're very, very familiar with. And, all year long we talked about it. Northville's dangerous. I think it starts with Tommy Marinoff, but Agelski's a heck of a player. And Andrea has really, really stepped up his game as well. I mean, again, when you get good goaltending, Mike, it just makes all the world of difference.
And you look at the numbers in the playoffs for Castiglione is a 196 goals against and a 941 save percentage. So they're getting that improvement in net right there. But also, let's look again. As we said, secondary scoring. If Mironov and Agelski are off their game and not getting it, how about Alex Casey? 9 points in the playoffs. And down here, Caden Connor, he's matched his points for the regular season. 6 points in the playoffs already. You need those two things to click for you because at some point Mironov and Agelski are going to go off. Is it going to be tonight? I don't know.
Chuck, can you put on the EGR OLSM game? I'm intrigued to watch the end of this one. And by the way, thank you, John Watson. Do I thank Live Barn? Is that who I thank?
We have
or
to.
NFHS? Who do I?
No, this one's Live Barn.
All right, that one's Live Barn. Hi, Live Barn. Thank you, Live Barn.
Yeah, we couldn't get the other feed
Just
going.
an NFHS. Seriously, thank you for the job you do to allow us these live look-ins to keep an eye on what is going on. Mike, 2:47 to go, a 3-2 game. Here's the conversation.
Right here.
You know
we're
what I'm
we're
going to
having
ask
it,
you.
and he's going to call a timeout.
You pull your goalie.
You've got to. Oh no,
Absolutely.
he's just changing. He's matching
No,
something.
he's not
once
going to do
not.
it. He's not going to do it.
You will not have time. Does not come back on the clock.
No, sir.
And you may not ever be back down in this zone again with this opportunity. And again, we always get proven wrong like this because they would have just came and slammed.
He would have had an empty net goal right there.
But they would have played it a little bit differently.
You know what? Since we were mentioning the 1993 Stanley Cup champions, we have Patrick Waugh to thank for that.
Yes,
Of course,
yes.
the goaltender of that 1993 Stanley Cup champion. Patrick Waugh came into the league, about 10 years ago now, right, in Colorado, and started yanking the goaltender. And you know what, Mike? Hockey all across the many levels has completely changed. It's, we always talk about Dan Campbell, how Dan Campbell changed the game of football. Teams going for it on 4th and 4. Teams going for it on 4th and 3. 2 minutes to go in this one. Under 2 minutes to go. 3-2, Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
Now they're going to get a face-off down here again. A minute 56. There's no way he doesn't pull that goalie.
Mike?
Yep.
We'll go back to that in a second, but the Mustangs strike first on their home rink. Let's take a look at it here.
Oh, look who it is.
That's Tommy Mironoff. Tommy.
Oh, that is strong.
Strong.
That is
That's
strong.
like a 1990 power forward move, right?
Speaking of John LeClaire,
There you
that is a great move right there.
That's one heck of a hockey player right there. No doubt about that. And I know the city of Northville is having some fun right now.
Pull your
Did
goalie.
he pull him yet? Let's see. Has Coach Newton pulled him? No.
Is he getting no? Now again, I'll have to because if they get possession, is he pulled now that they have possession? He gave that possession up pretty quick.
Yeah,
but
they did. Puck's kept in for the moment.
that would be really good to have another
There's
player
an
out
opportunity
there.
right there. Oh, he didn't miss by much.
4-5. They have possession. Again, they would have just scored right here,
Yeah,
and
they
we would be wrong.
3-on-1.
Coach Newton does a great job. I'm going to stop.
Oh,
Oh!
my goodness gracious. That
I'm
could
gonna
have
stop
been the
questioning
game for
Coach Newton.
sure. Under $1.25 to go in this one. The defending Division III champion, Orchard Lake St. Mary Eaglets, holding on to a 3-2 lead over East Grand Rapids Pioneers.
Oh.
3 coming the other way. No, they
No, I
aren't. Sent it back whence it came.
Ice? No.
No?
That
Ison was
goalie's
waved
got to
off.
come out.
He's got to come out now. He's got to come out now, right?
You have no choice. You're in that magic 1980 number of a minute to go.
They get the puck in deep. Now they have
Yeah, there he is.
control.
There's the extra guy.
attacker
Get
coming
it deep.
out.
Now you got to outnumber him down there.
Yep.
You've got to outnumber him down there.
Comes to the far side.
Icing.
Yeah, that's going to miss. And
Oh, boy, dead
oh,
ice.
boy, fortuitous bounce.
Oh. Come on, boys, get up there. I don't see a lot of feet moving.
35
I see a lot of
seconds
heavy feet.
An opportunity here,
got
perhaps.
it.
Two
Get it to
men
the
in
net.
front. Get the puck in front. Can't get it in front with 25
Squeeze
seconds
it.
left.
Is that going to be an ice? Is that
Orchard
one going to
Lake
make
St.
it?
Mary's
That's
is
got to
gonna
make it
clear
down.
That's got to be icy.
All right.
23 and a half seconds.
I love this.
Is this fun?
Watson, I want to
Are
do this
you
every
kidding
week.
me?
I want to do this every week, Watson.
And Watson, you know what I want to do right now? I want to bring all that food that you made and put it right here, and then we can eat while this is going on, and everybody would love us. Oh, is this
Oh, I'm
great?
going to pull this. Anybody?
So 1-0 Northville on top. Still 1-1 in Stevenson, RU. 1-0 in Stevenson and RU. I'm going to get a drink right now myself, Mike. Is that all right?
Yeah, the way I'm screaming here at the screens here, and this is one where that if this ends up working out for EGR, he's not going to know what I'm talking about, but I'm just going to walk up to Coach Newton and apologize if they win this game, because I questioned them twice. They have a chance here with 23 seconds, and I think if before this game they said, hey, Coach Newton, you're going to have a chance to tie this game with 23 seconds left, will you take it? I think he would have taken it.
Mike, you're going to love this. My wife just texted me in the middle of all this and said, I'm enjoying the show right now. Thank you. I appreciate that. She said, but you have to make duck pastrami. Okay. I've never heard of duck pastrami, but I'll make duck pastrami. You want to try it?
I'm in.
All right.
I am in. You know what I've been thinking is we've got
Duck fat?
Well, yeah, we got duck fat, but we have coming up. We got to do corned beef coming up.
Oh,
we
yeah,
always do
that's
corned
right. I
beef.
get the corned
yeah.
beef from
but
my
St.
guys.
Patrick's Day is
Yep.
coming up. Am I right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. St. Patrick's Day is coming up.
I'll go down there and get my corned beef.
The Piggly Wiggly, right?
Yep, you got it, Wiggly's. I'm going to have the whole crew over. They don't know this yet, but I'm going to have the whole crew over. I had them over in the fall, but Watson, you tell the boys everybody's coming to a barbecue at my house sometime in the springtime, okay? Fantastic. All right, here we go. The final 20 seconds. Orchard Lake gets it into neutral zone. EGR, perhaps one last rush.
Oh, guys, get to the net. Get it to the net.
It
Oh,
gets
you
to
got to
the
get to it.
line. He chips it in. Got to get the puck on the net.
Oh!
An opportunity in front. 2 men down low and a big stop by the Eaglets with 3.9 seconds remaining. This again is how close the Pioneers have come, Mike. They've come so close, whether it be this point, whether it be in the semifinal, whether it be in the final, they've come this close so many times to breaking in that door and getting the ultimate prize for the Pioneers.
Yeah, this is why you call them a usual suspect, Sean. They're
100%.
they're always there. They've had a very quiet, under the radar year, but here they are. They were one shot away
And that's,
And
gonna
that's
do
it. The Eaglets are going.
That's going to do it. Congratulations, Orchard Lake St. Mary's. The Eaglets, the defending D3 champion, are heading back to USA Hockey Arena. The way it usually works, D3, Mike, as you know, it's usually what, 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 8 o'clock on Friday. D2 are the games 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Thursday night.
Yep.
And of course, D1, you usually have 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Friday night. And then Championship Saturday, D2 is usually 11 in the morning. Then you have D3 at 2 or 3. Yeah, I can't remember, 2 or 3. And then 7 o'clock is usually the D1 championship.
So I'm glad you brought that up, because I'm looking at the MHSAA brackets, and they don't have it at the 2 o'clock. They've got it at a 1:30 and not an 8 o'clock, a 7:30. So, but I like hearing you say, because that's where I remember
That's
those
what I
times
thought,
being,
too.
because I know I always had time to run into CJ's and either get a gluten-free pizza or some wings and a Diet Coke, and I had time before the next game's going to start. They just took a half hour from us, possibly. So hopefully everyone takes a look at that, and they're not a little bit late to their game.
You and I are usually busy as well, Mike, but we find a way to run up there. And I mean, shout out to USA Hockey Arena. I mean, it's fantastic hosting it there. But Mike, one of the coolest things about that is, of course, you and I going downstairs and having the conversations. And shout out to our guy Cody at the MHSAA. Cody Inglis does such a fantastic job. Mike always allows us to go on the ice and interview the winning coach and some of the winning players as well. So, Cody, thank you for always watching our back there. And, of course, Mike, we always go into those little rooms down there to talk to the coaches after each and every game.
Yeah, and it's one of those that is it's heartbreaking when we have the losing teams, but on the other end, when we get to talk to those kids that just A, won a semifinal game, or B, won that championship, it's just so great seeing the looks on their faces. And then you get to see these kids that we've seen growing up, a lot of them since freshmen, Sean. They're just young men, and they can answer those questions. So thank you to those guys for letting us do that.
Houghton and Marquette, still no score. Does that say 1649? I can't tell from that angle. Maybe Rhonda, you can poke his head. 16? Yeah, 16. Yeah, there it is. Thank you very much, Chuck. So as this game goes on, Mike, who does this favor? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Gallstrand.
Who does this favor? The longer this game goes, no score. Who does this favor? I say advantage Marquette.
Yes, I would go to advantage Parker Nevenhoven in net. It's a kid we've talked about for a while, and that's nothing against. Cooper Flax is having a great postseason, Sean. He's really doing everything Coach Micah has asked him. He's stopping the pucks he needs to. But if the closer this stays, and especially when he's not getting that many shots on him, what did we say, 7-1?
Yeah.
You kind of get a little bit rusty in there. I'm going to go and agree with you that this is going to be favoring Marquette.
Power play opportunity for the Spartans. That game 1-1. RU and Stevenson at 1-1. That jersey, Mike, I love it. We saw Mona Shore's blue on white. The Stevenson's white on blue is a fantastic look. No doubt about that. Stevenson looking to make it back for the second year in a row. Who can forget that epic game last year against Flint Powers, Mike? That, of course, Flint Powers eventually won in overtime, but that was a game that, simply put, could have gone either way.
Yeah, it could have gone either way, and that was a testament to that Powers team. They had a couple comebacks in the playoffs, and watching that game, we were up there, and we really were looking at each other like, Stevenson's going to do this. They really got him, and then Aiden Cook happened, and the rest is history.
Liggett and Divine Child, I am so intrigued at this game because Divine Child early in the year was a quote-unquote cute story, right? And then they kept winning. And then they kept winning. And then the playoffs started. You know what they did? You're never going to believe it. They kept winning. And here they are earning their way there. Liggett has been more a work in progress, in my humble opinion. If you pay attention, Liggett's been going like this on a steady basis now. and they've got an opportunity to punch their ticket back. Who can forget, Mike, I called the game. Liggett won the state championship back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think I was at the De La Salle game that they won in overtime, and kind of everyone was like, all right. I mean, this is Cranbrook's now. I think Liggett put a lot of people on notice with that 2-0 win over Cranbrook at Cranbrook. And as this game gets started, keep an eye on number 25, Luke Slanik, and number 8, Landon Malpe. These were two kids that just stuck out to me in the game. And the one thing they have is size. And I think that could be a bad matchup for Divine Child there. And Divine Child, Sean, this is a question I'd want to ask you is, they're young. They only have 2 seniors on that team. The guys that are leading that team are all sophomores and juniors. Is that good or is that bad? Is it bad because they don't have the experience, or is it good because they just don't know any better?
I think it's a good thing, Mike. I think it's a good thing not only now, but I think moving forward. You know, when the outstanding McNamara leaves, the younger McNamara will be there. But when he leaves, you know what? You have a bunch of guys that have been there and done that, right? And I think that's what's going to make that very, very intriguing to me. Liggett, of course, Mike, as I mentioned, this has been a process for them now. You've seen them kind of step up right now. We got a goal. Did Northville score again?
Yep.
I believe they did. Northville scored again. Well, I don't know what gave that away. And it looks like there's a celebration, and it looks like the guys in white and orange as well.
Is that Mironoff again?
Well, he's the first one there,
Oh,
so I'm
boy.
guessing it is Tom.
And we said those guys would wake up, right? And it's just a matter of when. It's nice when you're in your quarterfinals and you're waiting for those guys to wake up, and it looks like Mironoff has woke up.
Let's see.
That power play? No, there's 5.
All right,
Rebound.
rebound there.
Oh, wrapped
Wrap.
it.
All right, you got
Nice.
another wrap.
That's heady hockey right
Long
there,
reach,
Sean.
baby, absolutely.
That is heady hockey and a guy that wants to score and wants to get pucks to the net. A lot of guys might have came out, pass it out to the defenseman. He's like, no, I'm taking this to the net. I know what I do. I'm a goal scorer.
Northville looking to punch their ticket to USA Hockey Arena for the first time, I believe it was 2017. That was Coach Robert, who's at Ann Arbor Gabriel Richard now, was the coach, and he led them to USA Hockey Arena before they fell to Brighton. But Coach Osemacher doing such a good job with Northville. It's been a steady build-up the last few years, and Northville looking good right now, up 2-0 in that one.
Yeah, I think this is a culmination of things that Coach Osemacher wanted to put in place when he came to Northville, and he's got his opportunity and quite a team there. If we hop over, I've been watching that Marquette Houghton game. The only thing that worries me is I'm not seeing a lot of time in that Houghton zone.
Well,
it is a lot of Marquette zone.
That's exactly what our buddy Jimmy Young said to us. He texted me, he said shots on goal are 7-1, and Houghton's been all over them. But Mike, as we talk about that, all of a sudden Marquette had, for the moment, a little prolonged pressure in that Houghton zone. Again, Marquette in red and Houghton in those kind of cream-colored uniforms with the gremlin on the back. So first intermission out at St. Clair Shores Arena, RU and Stevenson tied at 1 apiece. So we're keeping an eye on that one as well. Speaking of St. Clair Shores Arena, yes, I'm biased. Yes, he's family. Yes, he's my cousin. Great job by SCS this year. Fantastic job to Coach Rajeski and the Lakers for their run this year. Love to see those East Side teams doing well, Mike. I really do.
Yeah, and it was a real good year for the East Side, and we're looking at possibly a couple teams getting to USA Arena, and that'd just be a great marker because the East Side continues to grow, and nothing fosters growth like trips to USA Arena.
Well, you take a look, lower portion of your screen, there's the introductions. Midland Dow and Flint Powers about to get underway. Mike, make no mistake about it. This isn't disrespectful to Midland Dow. It isn't disrespectful to anybody left in Division II. There is one team that is the prohibitive favorite, and that would be Flint Powers. Coach Perry, it's funny, I was joking with Travis about this last year. Travis was the guy that everybody was saying just a couple of years ago, I hope he wins one. You know, he's done so many good things around the state. He's had so many good teams, And he went from, I hope he wins one, to, oh, is Powers going to win again? I mean, such is hockey, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what a crew he's got out there. I think they have like 16 or 17 guys that have scored in the playoffs for them. So it's not just that top line of Bendel, Cook, and Perry. Everyone's kind of chipping in there. And then if the puck gets by him, you got Hunter Clark there in net. So it's going to be a daunting task for anybody to do it. Again, Dow's been on a real nice run. Everyone that goes in there's got to go. I've said this every time before Powers has played a playoff game. You have to limit their chances one way or another. If you give that team chances, especially that top line, Sean, they're not going to put one in. They're going to put 4 or 5 in.
Yeah. Of course, Liggett and Divine Child underway now. I want you to check out Center Ice. If you haven't seen Center Ice yet, upper right corner of your screen. Watch this. Look at Center Ice.
Ooh, come on, Center
Well, when
Ice.
the puck gets down there, all right? Just hold your thoughts for a second. I think there's going to be an opportunity forthcoming.
Oh.
Did you see that, Mike?
Yes.
It scared you, didn't it?
I didn't see it. I heard it.
Okay, all right. I think that's so cool how they have that at Center Ice, right? Of course, Wyandotte, Roosevelt Bears. I know that Johnny Kidd is going to be going out momentarily. He's going to check out the Trenton U of D game. Boy, is that an intriguing one. Hey, by the way, props to the Cubbies, huh? The Cubbies taking a step up this year. That's fantastic. Hey, we got to pay some bills, all right? We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with more of The Score here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus.
The future doesn't begin with answers. It begins with curiosity. Industries are evolving faster than ever, powered by technology and shaped by human insight. The next revolution is already underway, driven by data and intelligent systems, built across engineering, business, and healthcare. At Lawrence Technological University, curiosity becomes capability, and capability becomes momentum. Lead what's next. Be curious. Make magic.
Looking for a score, a schedule, a story? MHSAA.com has you covered. Our newly redesigned website has everything you need to follow high school sports in Michigan. And it's optimized for mobile use. Fans can submit scores on a Friday night, check playoff pairings and game times, or read about the student athletes from your community. Your first stop is MHSAA.com. Connect with us online and get everything you need all in one place.
At Alta Equipment, we know when it comes to getting your job completed on budget and on schedule, uptime matters. Alta Equipment has partnered with the biggest names in construction, including Volvo, Leeboy, Sennebogen, Avant, ASV, and more to provide the state of Michigan with industry-leading service and support. Alta Equipment services all makes and models, and technicians are available 24/7. Do you have a big project? Alta Rents has you covered with the most diverse rental fleet in Michigan. Give them a call at 844-GO-TO-ALTA today.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
That's what Bernstein means to me.
We agree.
That's the Bernstein advantage.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That's what Bernstein means to me.
And welcome back in. The Score here on the State Champs Network and Local 4 Plus. Want to give a shout out to the powers that be. Lou, Bob Ellis, thank you for letting us do this tonight. Are you kidding me? There's no place I'd rather be. Seriously, there's no place I'd rather be.
I know you made a beeline for the Nashville hot sausage. So I don't know if you heard me when I took my mic off and I just said, I love this. And here's a break for Marquette. Nice save, Flax.
Stop,
but
yeah.
I love doing this, to be able to see this. And it just never disappoints. These quarterfinal games always match up so well. And what we have left, Sean, I'm feeling bad for the people at home, because at some point we're going to end and there's still going to be some hockey to play. I'm sitting right here. I'm not moving.
Mike, can we go back to that Nashville hot sausage that you brought in?
Yeah.
That is a late hit, but it's a lingering hit.
Yes.
And I like that. That's a lingering hit, right?
Yeah, that is your first bite. You know you're eating something spicy. It's right on the tongue. It's spicy. And then it says, hey, not only am I spicy, I'm Nashville hot. And you get that Nashville hot flavor. And then as we sit here, it's been 3 minutes since I had that sausage, and I still have it. That's good stuff coming from Wisconsin.
Waning moments of a Gremlin power play up in Marquette. Now, it's interesting, Mike, they're not playing at Lakeview, which used to be the home of Northern Michigan. They're playing at Northern Michigan's new home, but certainly some familiarity in there for Marquette as the Sentinels are hosting this one, in essence, at home.
Yeah, I mean, and it's probably, everyone's got a host, right? Everybody hosts it, and if your team can get there, it's advantage you, and that's part of high school hockey in the quarterfinals. I was on the bad end of that a couple times in Trenton.
Take a look at the bottom of your screen. There's our scroll in case you missed some of the action earlier. Congratulations to Dave and Ike. I mean, what a great story. I had people tell me all year long, Mike, we finally got a chance to see him when we were in Traverse City. Look out for this team, and, well, we're looking out for this team.
Yeah, and again, it's one of these, we've had a lot of good stories this year. We have a lot of good stories every year, but it really becomes a story when you punch your ticket to USA Arena.
No question.
Now it's really happening. And I'd love to be a part of it, like checking out what they're doing, how they're handling it, what their week's going to be like, how he's going to integrate his kids into USA Arena and such. It's such a great time for programs.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Right now, we got 4 games up for you. Stevenson and RU about to start the second period in that one. 1-1, the score out in St. Clair Shores. Coach Penning and RU, I think based on what they've done in the past couple of years, Mike, I think you could make the argument they are indeed a usual suspect. And Livonia Stevenson's been a usual suspect for a couple of decades now, let's be honest.
Yeah, but still, a great story. I don't think a lot of people had this on their bracket early in the season with Stevenson getting all the way back here with everything that they lost last year.
A couple of outstanding forwards. Let's make no mistake about that. You know, losing a couple forwards like that, Mike, I think. But you know what? They returned a couple of special defensemen, and Jay has a young team that has gotten better as the year has gone on. Make no mistake about that. Liggett and Divine Child started a few minutes ago. No score there as we keep an eye. And no score yet on Flint Powers and Midland Dow. Don't want to take anything away from Dow. But they win this game, you are talking about an upset of titanic proportions. Make no mistake about it.
Yeah, huge. It would be a huge upset. And again, I can't not say that there's a possibility there because of how hot their goaltender is playing. But again, he's going to be facing a lot of pucks tonight, Sean. Let's not make no mistake about that.
Hey, I'll tell you this. We have seen tight games pretty much, with the exception of one. We have seen tight games all day. And isn't that what this time of year is all about? Boy, Marquette didn't miss by much there, as they had a little something going on in the attacking zone. And here come Gremlins the other way. Certainly a lot of firepower. They like to call them the mighty Gremlins up there, and they have an opportunity to punch their ticket back to USA Hockey Arena.
Yeah, that is a load. Oh, we're going to get a power play from Marquette, but Houghton is a loaded up front team, whereas Marquette is that balanced, let's say 3 lines.
Yeah, that's what we saw against Heartland.
And Parker Nevenhoven, one of the better goalies in the state. But those 3 lines, there's some players there. Seth Sandstrom could put the puck in the net. I always go to Skylar Blackburn, a kid that's always around the puck. He causes that chaos to make the turnovers, to create those chances. And that's kind of how those 3 lines play.
Shout out to Parker's grandmother as well, who when we were out in Heartland came up to us and said, I watch you guys each and every week. I hope that you're watching right now. My guess is you're probably watching your grandson, but if you see this later, appreciate the kind words. We got a lot of friends up there, both in Houghton and Marquette, Mike. Mike, one of the greatest honors of my life is when they bestowed upon me honorary Uper.
I wish I was ready with a camera to have the picture of your face when that happened. Like, honestly, it was one of those, like, we had to double check what was said. The look on your face were like, what was just said? And then it was no surprise that's what was said. But you were like a 2-year-old on Christmas that just got their first bike. It was awesome.
Well, one day we're going to move up there. We've joked about it for years. We're going to open up our own smoke shop, and we're just going to, like, watch hockey all the time. I mean, that, to be honest with you, that sounds like Valhalla to me.
Yeah, I just need you to retire now. I need you to not be doing 52 things a day and retire with me, and I think we can make that happen.
You know what? We'd invite John Watson up there as well. Could you imagine us three? Oh,
I mean,
the unholy trinity? Are you kidding me?
We just, every so often, we'd have to make a trip back to Costco to get our steaks, right? We're close enough to Wisconsin up there where we could go get some Nashville hot sausage. We would have the best of everything. And I think we could take over, who was the captain?
Captain Ron.
We could take over Captain Ron's
the
smokehouse.
Late great Captain
yes, the
Ron.
late, great. I mean, we're always thinking of him.
In unison.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. We could get his smokehouse and smoke some fish. The fresh fish we would get out there.
Ooh-wee.
And there's a casino.
Well, you know me. You can take care of that. You let me hunt and fish, and I'm the happiest guy in the room.
Yes.
Marquette on the power play, still no score. What is it? About 5:10 to go in the second period. I think a lot of people expected fireworks in this game. We're not seeing them right now. No doubt about that. Dow and Powers, no score yet as well. Speaking of firepower, you talk about Owen Perry. You talk about Aiden Cook, who certainly is one of the favorites to win Player of the Year. Mike, we have some work to do in the next 24 hours. We have to talk to John Kidd. Yeah. We have to talk to Coach Hunter. We have to talk to the unnamed coaches on our committee, Mike. And we have to get ourselves a Final Four before we tape our Hockey Time show. Not going to be easy. I want to remind everybody, in case you're new to our awards, we have the 1-800-CALL-SAM Player of the Year Award, and we have the 1-800-CALL-SAM Wall Award that goes to the goaltender. The online vote leader automatically goes to the Final Four. Whoever you voted for, all those times that you went to the state champs website and you said, I'm going to vote for Chuck. Well, if Chuck is the online vote leader, he automatically gets in the Final Four. But then our committee, Coach Hunter, Mike Ivesel, Sean Belegian, John Kidd, a bunch of unnamed coaches in the state, we get together and we try to hammer down the other three. And it is not going to be easy this year. That's a good problem to have, but a problem nonetheless.
Yeah, and that conversation's already begun. I called you earlier today as I was driving. We had a conversation, and then I don't think you were in the building 5 seconds, and you were screaming up the stairs about who we were going to be talking about and who's going to be the vote leader and who's in, who's out. So it's going to be an interesting 24 hours as we get this together.
Caledonia in double overtime. Again, shout out to the crew for getting that scroll down underneath. Caledonia in double overtime. What a thing that is. Oh, look at this. Liggett strikes first. Liggett takes a 1-0 lead.
What do we got? 8 there. Is that Maltby? Let me see. Let me check.
Was it 8?
That's Landon Maltby, if that was 8. It's what it looked like going to the bench there.
All right, here, let's take a look at the replay.
That's a big kid.
Boy, he is a big kid, isn't he? Nice shot.
Oh, that's just a dart right there.
You know, his dad was a sniper in the OHL. Did you know that?
Yeah, he's a pretty good assistant coach there on the bench, I noticed when I was at the De La Salle game there. But that's a kid with a nose for the net. I mean, that puck bounced up, and there wasn't anybody there. But, oh, here's Maltby. He's got it. And if you can shoot the puck like that, Sean, put it on net.
Absolutely. No doubt about that. So Liggett takes a 1-0 lead as they look to make it back to USA Hockey Arena. Boy, Stevenson, Rochester, what else would you expect after the games of the last couple of years? You had a feeling this would be a tight game, Mike. I'd be shocked if this wasn't a one-goal game again.
Yeah, it's got to go to overtime, right? I mean, they've played twice, once decided in overtime, once decided in a shootout at Trenton. I mean, it would only be fitting with, I believe, two evenly matched teams who are playing real good defense right now. And the one to keep an eye on is Rochester's goalie, Levi, I'm going to say Joler. He's only given up 2 goals all playoffs. He's really playing well standing in there.
Northville and Plymouth underway in the second period. The Mustangs have a 2-0 lead in the battle of the KLAA foes. Mike, very early in the year, we saw this Northville team. We knew how dangerous they were, and they are just, I mean, in essence, a little under 2 periods away from getting back to USA Hockey.
Yeah, and when you have Castiglione playing the way he is in net, you're going to be tough to beat. And watching that game, it's kind of tilted, Sean. I haven't seen much action down in the Northville end, especially in the second period here. It's been all Northville as Plymouth here starts to put on some pressure just to prove me wrong. But Northville's really having their way right now.
Now, just a reminder, last year we informed people of this. Just a reminder, and then Mike, I know a guy that kind of had the matchups before anybody else did last year. I know some people. As soon as I find out what the matchups are tomorrow, I promise you I will tweet them out. I'll give you the start time in which the matchups are. But in case people forget, Mike, just a subtle reminder, don't forget they're going to have a committee that chats tomorrow and picks the Final Four matchups. Don't forget about that.
And we have to give them credit. When we went off the air last year, we had a ton of questions about how they were going to do it. There was some tight teams in there and how they were going to seed them. Everybody had their conspiracy theory of what they were going to do, and they got it right, Sean. They really did. At the end of it, when we looked at it and we talked about it, so we have faith that they're going to get it right, but there is a couple of questions in there that once this is all settled, we're going to sit here tonight at the state champ offices, maybe all night, and we're going to have a conversation of what we think the seeds are going to look like.
Our buddy Jimmy Young just texted me, said 0-0. Houghton leading the shot total. Both goalies have been unreal. He feels that Marquette may be on their heels a little bit. So that'll be something to look for, I think, going into the third period.
And we really like Jimmy and what he has to say. And that's interesting because it seems since that power play Marquette had a little bit ago, they've been carrying the play down here.
Yeah, don't
forget.
They
may even be on a power play right now.
We are 2 minutes behind Jimmy. Jimmy's in real time. So according to Jimmy,
he's cheating.
How dare he be up there broadcasting that game? Yeah, this is the way it works. We're about 2 minutes behind, okay? About 2 minutes behind. So he said end of the second.
No.
End of the second, it is no score. End of the second, it is no score. So keeping an eye on nothing yet to report in the Dow game. It is amazing. Dow and Powers, I think everybody and their brother said that Powers was going to run away with this game. Maybe people forgot to tell Dow that, huh? If you look at Coach Perry and his staff there, the defending D2 champions looking to make it 2 in a row. Northville and Plymouth, 2-0 there out in Novi. Divine Child just scored. All right, maybe we'll get that up on the screen. I think Divine Child, indeed they did. Let's see if we can switch screens and find out what DC did. What a great story they've been this year, huh? We got a chance to see them on Monday, Mike.
That's what we saw a lot of, was a lot of that individual skill. And that's a defenseman, if I'm not mistaken, Cullen McGowan, one of their top scorers. But again, just a young guy.
He had 50 points in 27 games this year. And that was one heck of a move. And for the people out there that think that Divine Child is just happy being there, think again. I mean, they have done a fantastic job.
And we say a young team, but where they have their experience, Sean, is in net. And that could be a difference maker in this game.
So, again, just to apprise you of what is going on, that game in the upper left is second intermission, no score between Marquette and Houghton. You get the feeling that one goal might just win that game. No score yet, still early on, between Midland Dow and Flint Powers up in Saginaw. Over in Northville, the Mustangs have a 2-0 lead on Plymouth. That is well into the second period now. Also well into the second period, Stevenson he didn't miss by much. That is a 1-1 game out in St. Clair Shores between RU and Stevenson. Fantastic. I love this so much. The problem is, Mike, for people like you and I, our ADHD brains, you have to remember that we have to keep talking on this show, because half the time I just want to look and go, John Watson, can you bring me some more of that steak? Hey, can I try that sausage? We have to keep talking while the action's going on, Mike.
Yeah, there's so much action. Watson had to run me in some ibuprofen to help my brain. My brain hurts watching all this, but again, there's nowhere I'd rather be than sitting right here with this crew, getting a chance to look up in that left-hand corner and say, has play continued since DC scored? Are they questioning the goal?
I don't know. We're going to find out in a second. It does seem like there's one heck of a conversation.
Yeah, there's
going
something,
on.
and it doesn't look like there's happy DC players there.
Yeah, a little frustration.
Did they call Toronto? Was it offsides?
Stop it! That's outstanding. Powers gets one there. Boy, what a, that's the thing about this Powers team. There are so many guys that can hurt you with that team. Obviously you talk about Owen Perry. You can't help but talk about Aiden Cook as well. Was that Avery Cook that got that? Who got?
I'm calling
that,
15. Cooper Rathburn with his first goal of the game, but that
I saw
again.
11. Let's see.
Right here, is it 15? It's 15's right there.
All right.
He's a big fella in front of the net. Is he going to get his first goal of the year in the playoffs? There's 22. Is going to dish it back right on 15 stick. His first
15.
goal of the season. Congratulations, Cooper Rathburn.
Isn't that cool? Good for him. Fantastic. Oh, you think the boys love that? So Powers takes the 1-0 lead in that one. Did the DC goal count? While we were taking a look at the Flint Powers thing, Mike, the last time we saw it, yes, it did. At least it's up on the screen.
Yeah,
right
from
now.
the screen, from Ravian's screen, I'm seeing 1-1. So I don't know. The play could have went on. There was a discussion about something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive us, guys. We have screens up here, but we don't have any sound on. We have no sound on. So what we see is, in essence, what you see as well. Northville Plymouth still 2-0, if I'm not mistaken. Still 2-0 out in 2-0 Powers now. Oh boy.
Once they get going, it just grows and it grows and it grows. And it's only a matter of time before they burst.
No doubt about that. We did miss a goal early, so thank you for that, Chuck. So 2-0 Flint Powers.
Check out that ticker is on it.
Boy,
that ticker was on it.
They are just a machine.
Chuck.
They really are. And of course, Mike, we talk so much about their offensive prowess. They've got one of the best goalies in the state as well.
That's sneaky in there. I feel bad because he gets kind of outshined by all the offense that is there. And I remember there was a lot of people questioning when we had Hunter Clark on the list last year, and we did that CC game, and I think he had 752 saves in that game.
Yes.
It was his coming out party, and we really said, are you questioning us now? And you can't. And not only is the kid saving the puck, Sean, he's played every minute of every game. It's a very interesting story. They don't have a backup goalie.
No.
They've got an emergency kid that's there. If I know the story right, that could be, but they don't want to roster him to start his clock kind of ticking and take him off the team that he's on. He really wants to play for the team, but in an emergency, he's there. But Hunter Clark is the guy, and Coach Perry told us he tries to text him before, hey, do you want to take it easy? He's like, no, I want shots.
Yep.
I want shots. So.
Well, here's the beautiful thing about a day like today, and although we have another game that is yet to start, Trenton and U of D, we've got our correspondent out there. Who better to cover that than John Kidd? Guys, I'm going to pat what we do on the back. Nobody does it better than us. And Mike and I are only as good as the crew behind us. We have the best crew in the business. And I'm telling you right now, guys, we got you covered. We're going to have you covered not only through tonight, we'll have the Hockey Time show coming up on Wednesday, and then we're going to have live from the finals all weekend. Again, I want to thank Don Wright for bestowing the, Mike, I can say honor.
Yeah.
We are the guys who will be picking the all-tournament team again. I think this is, what, the 5th year in a row?
Yeah.
They've asked us to do it, so we'll be picking the all-tournament team. Northville scores again. Northville goes up 3-0 now. Now, I have to be careful driving home, Mike. There might be spontaneous parties all over the streets of Northville. So I have to be careful. Coach Hunter might be called into work. He works for the city of Northville. So he might be called into work.
I was with Coach Hunter, and he called his boss and said, "Not today." But hey, there's another one right here. We talk about depth of scoring. 22, Caden Connor got that one for Northville. He now has 7 points in the playoffs. He had 6 points all year, Sean. What a time to step up for that kid.
No doubt about that. Let's take a look here. Get the puck in deep. Centering pass.
Oh, a little friendly bounce.
There
A little friendly bounce.
Take it any way you can get it this time of year, baby.
Right, and that's a little lesson for the kids. You're coming down. If you're going to shoot that puck, you're going to shoot it low, far side, and try to get it to kick off that pad. We call it the old pad pass, and we would want it to get onto our guy driving the center drive stick, but sometimes it bounces off the defenseman. But that rebound creates goals.
So just to give you a heads up, this is what we got going on. So not only will we'll be out there for those games, trust me when I say this, Mike, Coach Hunter, and yours truly, all run downstairs after each game is over, have conversations with the coaches, have conversations with some of the key players, and yeah, you bet we'll have some cameras down there as well. I talked to John. John will be out there most of the weekend. I know he has to take off for the Division I championship, he said, but other than that, he's going to be down there the whole weekend for all the games. I know Watson will have crew out there, whether it be Chuck, whether it be Ravion, whether it be Robbie. All right, what do we got? Chuck's pointing at me right now saying we have
that Chuck's going to be out there, and Chuck's going to be helping us because Chuck is the man. And the piggyback on what you're saying, Sean, is if you're a fan of high school sports, high school hockey in particular, because that's what we're talking about tonight, no one, and I mean no one, does it better than us. No one gives you more than us. Yeah, I'm going to pat ourselves on the back.
Pat on the back
because we deserve it. We have the show every week that comes out on Wednesdays, and we're covering this sport. If you want to know a score of a game, odds are we have a camera out there, and we are doing it, and we are doing it 100% because of the love of the game, Sean. We love this game. We want this game to grow. Yes, we're a business, but number one, we want this game to grow, and that's what we care most about. And I'll say it again, and I'll say it every time. No one does it like us.
You guys, I want to re-emphasize what Mike just said. I'm not joking when I say this, okay? Coach Hunter, Mike, and I, as soon as the schedules start coming out, we'll look at games and go, ooh, Tuesday night we get to go watch Novi play. Ooh, Wednesday night we get to watch Northville play. Ooh, we don't want to miss that Heartland CC game. Coach Hunter and I went there for that one. You went to the Howell CC game. Somebody's at a game. I mean, and more often than not, on our quote-unquote off nights, one of us will say, hey, do you want to drive out to Birmingham? Hey, would you like to drive out here? Coach Hunter drives everywhere.
He's amazing.
He really does.
The miles he puts on his car. And again, there was no one else out there in Alpena. I was there.
That was Mike. Yeah,
I was,
100.
and again, but it's not Mike was there. State Champs was there. And State Champs was talking about to the coaches and getting the looks in there. And I'm sorry, again, I guess I'm on a little bit of a rant here, but I don't think there's anybody else that does this, that gets the parents coming up to them when they're out at games and just saying thank you about talking about our kids and every kid that's on that ice.
I will always say we're very blessed, and Mike, we're lucky. We've known a lot of the guys in this business for many years, personal friends of ours. Seriously, there's no other way to say that. But I will say definitively, we can't do what we do without the support of the coaches that all around the great state of Michigan. And I say this all the time, Mike, if I text a coach, they get back to me almost immediately every single time. And a lot of times what will happen is if you do hear from a guy maybe an hour later or 2 hours later, he'll oftentimes begin with, I am so sorry, I was out to dinner, I was doing this, and I was like, stop it. But the relationship that we have with the coaches all across the great state of Michigan, and it starts with the Coaches Association itself. Boy, I'll tell you what, we're really blessed. And you're absolutely right, partner. Nobody does it better than we do. And I have no qualm saying that, because if you're not going to talk yourself up a little bit, who is? And I got no problem saying nobody does it better. We've got more connections. We've got more programming. What do you want? Do you want games? Do you want shows? Do you want lists? Do you want rankings? Do you want awards? Yeah, we got it, and we're very proud of it.
And that's the thing. And I think every show and every time we're on the air, we invite you, the fans, the families, the coaches, to text us, talk to us, tell us what you want. And guess what? We're going to bring it, and especially if it is about the product and it is improving the product and putting the shine on high school hockey and these players that deserve it.
Powers scored again at the late juncture of the first period. Powers up 3-0. I'm not telling you anything you didn't know, okay? The prohibitive favorite in Division II is Flint Powers. Make no mistake about it. Was it 16 who scored? Yes, that would be Cook.
Cook got
Boy,
it.
what a stunner that is. Boy, has that kid been something? My goodness gracious. Aiden Cook. Hey, we've got some Utica and Utica Eisenhower highlights coming up in a second here. I know the boys got some highlights. We're going to get that in there. We also have the most handsome crew member in all of the crews across the state, Robbie. He's in the studio today. When Robbie smiles, I think an angel gets its wings. I really,
100%. 100%.
Robbie, look, he's smiling right now. And right now there's a happy angel flying around heaven going, thank you, Robbie, thank you. All right, you guys want to go to these highlights then? Here comes Bernie. We've got highlights. There you go, looking at some of the warm-ups. Ike, of course, in those whites right there. And Ike got the first goal of the game, Mike. Sawyer Hotchkiss with a goal right there. 5:37 of the first period gives Ike a 1-0 lead. They weren't done yet in the first period, as you'll see right here. Look at that rebound, comes right out in front.
Is that Hotchkiss again?
Hotchkiss again.
And 2 goals, and again, that gets off that top line of Zelnick, Schlicky, and Farr, and getting that secondary scoring.
More on Joey in a second, all right? Hi. Say his name and he shall appear.
And I believe that was from Farr, but a goal scorer. Get to that net, stick on the ice, and always be ready.
You're never going to believe this.
What's that?
Guess who?
Oh.
You're going to see in a second.
Oh. Is this a breakaway?
Wait a second. Keep a look at number 2. Hi, Joey.
Oh.
There's number 2. But act now, Mike. Wait, there's more.
Act now and you'll get one more?
I have a feeling we're going to see one more.
If you act now, we're going to throw in another Joey Zelnick goal.
That's 4-0. Joey, nifty backhand there. Completes the natural Hattie. How about that? Natural Hattie. And that gave Ike a 5-0 lead. Give credit where credit is due. Frazier scored with 30 seconds left to make it 5-1. So there you go, 5-1. Frazier scored with 30 seconds left to make it 5-1. Kind of ruining the shutout for our Wall Award nominee, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's not much that Connor Holmes hasn't done this year except for lose a game, Sean. He is undefeated. And when you talk about Ike, a lot of times we're talking about that a heavy offense. Connor Holmes is the anchor of this team. And if they're going to be successful at USA Arena, they're going to need a couple of things. They didn't get any goals out of Schlicky. He had a little bit of a slower game. That is an offensive stud that is going to have to step up at USA, and Connor Holmes is going to have to play like he's done all year.
Mike, you made an observation, I would say about 45 minutes ago, and I've noticed that ever since you brought it up, every time I look at that right portion of the screen, it seems like Northville is setting up camp in Plymouth zone. You cannot put up with sustained pressure like that. You just can't.
No, and Plymouth's goalie, Liam Villalobos, has had a heck of a playoff run, but again, I mean, he's been put under unbelievable pressure right now. Coach Ossenmacher has just got to be as pleased as peaches with the way his team is playing right now.
How cool is this? I hope you've been with us the whole way. Do you know what Mike and I have done for the last hour and 37 minutes? Talk nothing about high school hockey. Isn't that great? This is fantastic. Stevenson and RU still 1-1. That's got to be entering the late juncture of the second period. Maybe we can get a flash on the time on that. Of course, home of the St. Clair Shore Saints, I might add.
Yeah.
But who's ever running that camera, if you could pan up just a little bit and let us know how much time is remaining, you'd be my hero forever and a day. I don't know if they can hear us, but I like to pretend they can hear us.
Well, if you will it, it'll happen.
Yeah, well, there's no doubt about that. It'll be interesting to see. There's Northville and Plymouth. Did they score again? Yeah, they did. Let's see who got this one. Oh, isn't that cool to see the crowd like that? Oh, that just makes me so happy.
Is that Elgelski?
I think it is, isn't it? My goodness.
It looked like 9 to me.
What a fun year out in Northville. No doubt about that.
He's 13, so it's not. That is just hands right there.
Isn't that cool?
Could it be Zakari? 8? I think that's 8.
All right. 30 seconds left. I knew that was at the late juncture. Boy, no surprise, huh? Shocker. Stevenson and RU playing another tight game, huh? That's just what they do, Mike. That's just what they do.
And both those teams playing excellent defensively and just getting superb goaltending right now. So it's not oh, did they score again? They did. Northville just scored again. They're just rolling right now, and you know what?
So that'll make it 5-0, correct? 5-0.
Yeah, save a couple. Save a couple for USA, boys. But I mean, we'll wait till the end of the game. But it's not looking good right now. But looking very good for Northville.
No, the Mustangs, as I mentioned, I'm convinced that I'm right here.
Yeah. This is going to get out.
Replay.
Oh, is that Mironov?
Yep.
That's 3 for him. The cream rises to the top in the playoffs, and that's what you want. Yep, that is what you want.
How many times have you seen it? That'll be Northville's first Final Four since 2017. What a run that team got on that year. Brighton eventually ended up beating them, and Mike winning the state championship that year. But let me tell you something. That was a fun team to watch, and you and I have seen them many times this year. That's a fun team to watch this year as well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Coach Ossenmacher's got them playing the right way, and what better time to play your best hockey than the playoffs? And they got off to a little bit of a sleepy start. You were up in East Lansing, and I was texting you during that overtime game. You did almost make it back in time.
I did almost make it back.
You almost made it back in time. So you got to think they were one shot away from not advancing at all in the first round, and they were up against one of the hotter goaltenders I've seen in a long time. As we take a look here at Marquette and Houghton here entering the third period,
the
15 minutes.
Ice has been tilted. Make no mistake about it. We've seen those cream-colored uniforms in Marquette's end more often than not.
And can I request we don't look at our phones, because Jimmy is a time traveler and he is 5 minutes ahead of us. So I don't want to know what happens till it happens, because that is the excitement as Marquette's
centering pass. Nobody was home. Bring it back up top, just outside the circle. We're going to let that go. Oh, that back door was open.
Yeah, it was, but Houghton is doing a great job of getting in the shooting lanes, and they're really giving Marquette nothing to shoot at but wide. And like you said, that back door was open. They're going to have to look off the net and set a play where someone is there in a lane off the net and see if they can get that through and create a scoring chance that way. Because Parker Nevenhoven's just been under some pressure here, Sean.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But Mike, you were, just to recap, you were at an epic game this afternoon in Flint again. You and I and Coach Hunter were there on Wednesday. You guys went out there today because I had a previous commitment.
Yep.
See broadcast. Yes, Mike, I'm interested to hear how that game was.
Sean, it was everything you would want a quarterfinal game to be. It was back and forth. The big boys showed up for both teams. They all played excellent. And as I called you on the way home and we had a conversation, the two goaltenders stood out big time all the way to the end. After the goal, there was a shot that went off the crossbar, fell in the crease, and Kogut just goes down and somehow stopped that rebound. And he just put Storm and Wolf and Escala. Every time they came in, he was making those saves. But a name I want to mention, because I don't think it's been someone we've really talked about, is Miles Schlack, number 2 defenseman for Catholic. Oh, who do we got? Gunnar.
Huge goal there.
Gunnar Gallstrand. Well,
huge goal.
Goal scorers versus goaltending, and we knew, we felt like that was going to burst a little bit. Let's see what we got here. Starts in the neutral zone, a little transition. And there's that
rebound, and they're followed up.
But there's that rebound right there.
I'm going to use my psychic abilities right now.
Okay.
I think Houghton comes right back with another one.
Oh no!
Are you ready?
You're looking at that phone.
I'm looking
You're
at
looking
nothing.
at that phone.
That is pure. Call the 1-800-PSYCHIC hotline right now. Watson and I are going to make some money off of it. I think Houghton gets another one right here, Mike.
Oh, if you're such a psychic, who scores it?
I don't remember who scored it. It was cloudy. I just know they scored.
But that was, again, another pad pass off that, and power to that Gunnar Gallstrand center drive to the net, beat the defenseman to the puck, and just put it home.
Hold on. The skies are clearing. It's 2 goals in 1 minute and 5 seconds for Houghton.
Okay.
Remember,
that puck's bouncing. Okay? It's back out. I like how long it's been. I mean,
it's 1 minute and 5 seconds. You're going to have to trust me when I say that.
So it's going to be off a face-off.
Let me look. No, look, it's cloudy. I can't tell.
I can't tell.
I just know it was 1 minute and 5 seconds apart, okay? Yes, in case you didn't realize, yes, this is on a delay. Again, thanks to the NFHS, thanks to Live Barn for doing this, but we're a few minutes behind, and we have a little dove that was telling us what was going on, Mike, and I couldn't help but look
There's
down at my
Millette
phone.
with the puck. Millette's nice battles behind there, winning it. Who's he going to get it to? Is that 11 out front? Oh, gets to a defenseman. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, Sean, are you messing with me?
No.
I feel like you're messing with me.
How dare you say that?
Because it's been 22 minutes, and you said 1 minute and 5 seconds.
It is 1 minute and 5. Are you saying that my crystal ball is false?
Oh, there's someone open in front.
What are you saying now?
Oh, wow.
Excuse me?
Cross ice pass. Wow, that's just Millette throwing that puck across there to is that 19, Connor Arco. What a heck of a season he has. We could say hi to his parents. They came up and had some nice words for us. So this is the replay here. They see, nothing wrong. Get that puck deep, a little mishandling. I think that's Millette with the puck. He just feeds it across to Arco. It's like they've played together for a while, right?
Yep.
And when you have a hot goaltender, Sean, that's something you want to do. Get their feet moving. Make them go across that ice so they're not set. And Arco can shoot that puck, and gosh, did he put that one home.
I'll tell you what, the way that game is going right now, 2-0, that might be an insurmountable lead. The Gremlins looking to punch their ticket back to USA Hockey Arena. We'll see how that plays itself out. If you remember, it was the upstart Jeffers Jets. John Kidd informing us that Jesuit jumped out to a 1-0 lead over Trenton. How do you like that?
That is interesting. Do we have a look at that? Do we know who that was? Nope, not yet. Okay. A little technical difficulties out there in Trenton. Still the fuse that we blew when we were out there?
I totally forgot about that. Thank you for that wonderful memory, Mike. Jeez, oh, Pete.
Well, the best part about that is when that poor worker walked by and we all pointed at him and said he unplugged it. That poor kid, traumatized. He did nothing.
We literally, like, I'm not even being funny. We all blame that poor kid. Some poor kid's just moving his, he's doing his work at the rink, and we're like, that guy. And he had nothing to do with it. We had too much power connected. And shout out to John Watson and his fan. He's got my mom's 1979 fan. Remember back in the day, kids, there was no such thing as air conditioning in a lot of the houses. So every house had that big blue fan like John Watson has in the corner right now. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that in the remaining few moments of this show.
And I got the go ahead there. It was number 16, Will Balasha, with the goal from Andrew Rafel for U of D, getting out to a quick little jump there.
No doubt about it. So 2-0, Houghton on top. Still 1-1 between Liggett and the Falcons. Yeah, still 1-1. Stevenson and RU at 1-1. Northville has opened up a 5-0 lead over Plymouth.
And it really looks like Houghton's really tilting the ice here in this game. It's been all down in Marquette's end. I don't know if you can look into the future and tell me what's going on, but it's still 2-0 there.
I'm not going to look into the future and tell you what's going on because you made fun of me and my crystal ball, and I'm kind of offended, if the truth be told. No, I joke, I kid. So John is out. John is out at the Trenton game. Live look-ins coming up. Chuck, yeah, I agree with you. Not yet. In a minute, we'll wrap up. Mike, some final thoughts as we look ahead to USA Hockey Arena. What we know right now, we're waiting for results of the Stevenson RU game, right?
Yep.
Caledonia has punched a ticket. Flint Powers looking good, up 3-0. Division II gets things started Thursday night.
Yeah, and now we're looking at UAD jumping out to a quick lead against Trenton. So some things could be shook up, and well, we're going to go to the camera. Okay.
All right, we'll go on camera. No problem. I don't have any problem doing that.
But it looks like that Stevenson-Rochester game is going to go right down as we had expected, possibly to overtime. I'm not leaving here until we get some finals there, but it's kind of working out the way we looked at it.
It's interesting, Mike, because Division II starts it all off. That's always been the way it is Thursday night. I've said it all year. I'm going to say it again. I am more intrigued at Division III than anything else. And I mean no disrespect to the Eaglets. They're the defending state champions, okay? But I think Division III has been the division of intrigue all year. Houghton is a team that a lot of people thought, including yours truly, and I know Mike is going to bust me for this, I like Marquette in this game. Now, there's a lot of time left. They still might do it. But Houghton is a team that has just kept crawling up all year. Obviously, we know about what's going on with Liggett and Divine Child. Division III, you talk about goaltending, you got Boynton Fisher. Boy, oh boy, I am really looking forward to Friday morning at USA Hockey Arena.
Yeah, I can't wait to get there. I think if Coach Mike is being honest, he's probably going to thank us for all of us taking Marquette. Somehow, some way, we end up being bulletin board material there. And for the Bay reps, we know Tyler Boynton Fisher. We've talked about him for a while, but there's a couple kids there that I mentioned a couple weeks ago, Sean. Those Decina brothers. They really, one on defense, one forward. They really bring a little bit of a jump to that team, and they play a nice defensive style. I like it, and I just can't wait to see what happens in that DC Liggett game, because that's a team, depending on who it is, it's a different story, right? I mean, it's a different look at what we're going to get in D3.
Can you do me a favor on Friday morning? Can you get there and save me our token seat? Because I'm coming straight from my day job, so I won't be able to get there till literally about 10:58.
Okay.
So if you guys can set up shop where we usually set up shop there, save me a seat, okay?
Yeah, I will, because I'm going to be coming from my day job eating chicken wings. And so I'll save that seat. But it's funny, someone sent me a text the other day and said usual seats at USA next weekend. I said, I'll see you there, brother.
Yeah, looking forward to it. And then, of course, Mike, in Division I, you start with Catholic Central. Doing it again, knocking off Howell today 1-0. Make no mistake about it. I mean, no disrespect to Ike. I mean no disrespect to Rockford. I mean no disrespect to the winner of the Northville-Plymouth game, and it certainly looks like it's going to be Northville. Catholic Central, once again, is going to be the prohibitive favorite.
Yeah, I had that conversation with many people today saying, and I'm just going to be honest, everybody out there, I'm going to call you out, y'all picked Howell. Every one of them picked Howell, Sean, and I can't blame them. Howell had a heck of a season. They're a good team. No, not us. Not us. We picked CC, and I gave them the usual talk. I'm not picking anybody till somebody beats CC in the playoffs, until somebody figures out how to conquer that depth that they have. And it was real nice. They just, Sean, they came flying off that bench, and the pressure that they put on Howell all day, and they were physical until someone could beat that. But I'm taking a look at this. I just, and I know what Coach Cal's going to do. He's not going to let these guys sleep on anybody. Rockford, Ike, Northville, the guys next door, it's very interesting what we could see depending on the seedings here at USA Arena. But there's some opportunities for a possible upset.
Marquette on a power play. Boy, they need a goal quick, fast, and a hurry. Mike, I want to piggyback on your thoughts. This was a more mortal Catholic Central team than we've seen in years. Yep. We saw it early. Heartland knocked them off. Coach Brown did such a fantastic job with Heartland. Heartland knocked them off. Obviously, Quinn Sell stood on top of his head. What was it, 62 saves, if I'm not mistaken? Was it 62 saves in that 0-0 tie? But at the end of the day, when you can roll 4 lines, you can't put a price tag on that. No. You just can't.
And that was, I think we had a conversation over the summer. I called Coach Locke, a good friend of mine, and I just said, hey, buddy, what are you guys looking like? And he just said, Mike, if you could take the numbers off our jerseys and just roll our lines, you wouldn't know who is who, because they all go out with the same intensity, and they do their jobs. Shift in, shift out, and that's what it was today. I didn't know who it was if I couldn't see the numbers. It's just something to behold.
Powers scored again, so they have opened up a 4-0 lead on Midland Dow. And Mike, I mean, let's face it, defending Division I champion, Catholic Central, no doubt about it, prohibitive favorite. Defending Division II champion, Flint Powers, no doubt about it, prohibitive favorite. Division III, I would say that Orchard Lake St. Mary's is the favorite. Maybe not the prohibitive favorite, but nonetheless the favorite. So could we see back-to-back across the board here in the MHSAA?
We could, but I think you guys all had witness to my wizardry. I drew up a pathway where we don't see that, and I don't think it's that far-fetched what I was saying, Sean. There's certain things that happen. Let's remember, these are kids that are playing a game, but there is a pathway for it to happening. But if we were to sit here right now and we had to make picks, I think we're talking back-to-back.
Yeah. Marquette buzzing, trying to get one back, can't do it. Houghton comes the other way, 3-on-2. Sending it to the far side, the wing was wide open, and things open up for Marquette a little bit. May have numbers the other way. Can't get the puck in front. Boy, for all the talk that Houghton doesn't have goaltending, guess what? Looks like they found some goaltending in the playoff, Mike.
And some defensive play, too. Blocking shots, getting in the way, getting back, keeping the puck out of the center of the offense, their defensive zone. They've done a lot of things that people were telling us they couldn't do, Sean, and that's a reason why right now they're on the verge of getting back to USA Arena.
Somebody told me that Houghton scored again. A little birdie told me that Houghton scored again. So I think we're trailing a little bit, Mike.
We're trailing by like an hour.
That might be an exaggeration, just a little bit. That might, but you know where I saw this? I look at Ravian's screen. See that?
Oh.
Yeah, that time I saw it there. So, at this late juncture of the game for Houghton to get another one, that's going to do it. The Gremlins I can't imagine them blowing a 3-0 lead this late. But I'll tell you what, to go in Marquette and win that game, props to them. And hey, you were just talking about it one way. I don't think many people had Houghton winning this game in Marquette.
Nope. And I think not only do they not have people Houghton winning this game. If they did, I don't think they were giving them the due respect that the damage they could do at USA Arena. They're not going to forget their last couple trips to USA Arena, Sean. I don't think Coach Mike is going to let them forget that. I think they're going to use that as experience, and they're going to talk about it, and they're going to figure it out. And this is a Houghton team that has really figured out the defensive side of the game. I don't know how many goals. I should have it written down here. They've even given up in the playoffs, but I know Flax has not given up many, if any, at all.
You know.
Yeah, he's given up one goal a game, and this is verging towards a shutout here. You got to like what they're doing, and I can't get mad if it is Coach Micah coming down, bringing those meat sticks.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to have to send him a text tonight to remind him. Maybe he can bring those venison, jalapeno, and cheddar meat sticks down this week, and then when he comes back with Team Michigan in April, and he comes over to the house barbecue, he can bring some more.
I wonder. Do you think he'd be game to stop in Alpena and pick up some of that jerky?
He probably could. John Watson also requested a bundle of pasties. Do you remember Coach Markham, got us those pasties? What was the name of the place? Roy's Pasties. Micah, can you bring some down? There's that goal, Mike. 3-0. Millette, yep.
The big boys showed up with Arco and Millette. Right at the right time, 3-0, 4 minutes, 54 seconds to go. It seems a little bit too much, I think, for Marquette in that little bit of time.
No doubt about it. Doug Garrow did a fantastic job with that team this year. Make no mistake about it, but going to fall a little bit short. Take a look there.
Screen in front.
Yeah, I don't think he ever saw that.
Yeah, Millette just got that puck on the boards and just came off the boards, and he's like, hey, I'm in a shooting area. I've got a lane here. I'm putting it on net. There's some big boys in front, and bingo bango, as someone might say.
So anyway, in the last waning moments of this extravaganza, look forward to seeing you guys all out at USA Hockey Arena. As I mentioned, state champs, we're going to cover it better than anybody else. I guarantee you that. We are going to have multiple guys out there. You can count on this. Coach Hunter, Mike Ivesel, and yours truly will be in the building at all times. Legitimately. Coach Hunter, I don't even need to ask you. Coach Hunter, I think, built a loft in the rink so he can just sleep there and be in there. I know John Watson will be there. I know our crew will be there. I know we'll have multiple cameras down there. Mike, such a fun weekend. It's always bittersweet because what happens when I'm leaving the rink on Saturday night and everybody will start texting each other and we'll go, we have to wait 8 more months. We have to wait 8 more months. And then on Sunday, I can't move.
Yeah.
The day after, I'm like in a body cast all day, right?
Yeah, we get the piecemeal things together with Team Michigan right after that. That is a great weekend, great camps. You got to get out and watch both of those camps. But yeah,
maybe we'll talk Watson into doing the Team Michigan.
I really think that was a big hit last year when we did it, and we invite everyone. Hey, again, if you have questions, comments, anything, come on up to us when we're at USA Arena. We want to hear what could we do better. We had a couple people come up to me today and talk about, hey, could you guys do this? Hey, could you guys do that? I brought it back to Chuck, and Chuck's going to do it. He's going to be all over it, making the product even better. And there's one thing I know that's going to happen. At least one, if not 2 families are going to come up and tell me how wrong I was in pronouncing their names.
So is that 6-0 now? 5-0? Okay, 5-0 now. Power's on top.
But we've got
just a machine.
2 1-1 ties, right? So I have, I think, multiple overtime games tonight.
We already saw one.
Yep, I see it. I
others.
see it, and I'm going to be right here. I'm not moving.
All right, fellas, are we good to say goodbye? Thank you.
to.
Appreciate it. We've been here 2 hours. Many thanks. Best crew in the business. Make no mistake about it. The state champs crew. Coach Hunter behind the scenes as well, helping us out. A special shout out to him. We'll give him the 3rd star for bringing firecracker sausage. Oof. Mike, always a pleasure, my friend. I look forward to not only seeing you for another edition of Hockey Time on Wednesday, but we'll all be at USA Hockey Arena this weekend as well. Hope to see you out there as well. For the best crew in the business, my name is Sean Belizian, saying thank you so much for inviting us into your computers, your televisions, whatever the case may be. Thanks for joining us for The Score.